Hello, in this video we're going to take this image, which already a little bit cropped, but we'll go take a cropped image, adjust everything, and we're going to retouch and create this image. You see how his face of old man is changing? Because we're going to utilize filter, neural filter, and aging. So we'll try to new filter to work just on the face. And also we'll go to overall retouching to creating, again, before and after. So we'll go create this image. As it's creepy already, we're going to create even more creepier with those new filters, aging, and other stuff. So let's go ahead and start working on our project. Let's go ahead and start by selecting images. So right here I have a different one. I decided to choose this one because expression of the face and other effect. So we'll go ahead and open from bridge. And because it's camera raw was format, we'll open, it's raw format, we can open in a camera raw. And right here in camera raw, let's go just a little bit shrink down so it will fit our screen. One thing is important for me to use. I want to be sure it's a 16-bit channel depth, and I'm working with Adobe RGB. You can use a different color space. This is what I use through all my workflow, from my camera to processing and so on. Okay, let's look on couple fixes. What I want to do, actually not fixes, but couple touch-ups. The one I want to usually take my highlights, leave it down. I want to restore them. Will recompensate slightly with exposure pop-up, but highlights give it us a little bit flattened, but not overexposure some of those areas because I want to retouch. And this, as you can see, it was light. One deep softbox was on just above the head going down, but we also have it right here lighting up our candles. We can still see the flame from the candles, but it does not really cast light around. So for this one, I will probably need to restore a little bit or recreate the lights as well. And that is meaning for me, I need it a little bit, take shadows and flatten. So I need a little bit flatten light. So we can after add a little bit more to that. Okay, because we're doing on this, let's also pop up just a little bit color on our skins. We'll take our sharpening to about 70 and remove chromatic abbreviations and also fix a little bit on the lens. This is just 10, not so much changes here. When we're done, go ahead, click open, and we'll open this image inside the Adobe Photoshop. This is the latest version of Photoshop that have it new filters, and you can see right here neural filter. So we're going to use that one to modify a couple elements here to make it a little bit more interesting. Before we continue, I want to change a little bit framing. For this, I'm just bring that down here, maybe adjust slightly, maybe a little bit more. What I want to do, you see this cross? I want this kind of like almost on the middle of your eye. I want this eye to be attention. Let's go click OK, delete crop it, so it will just reframe. This case when will work just on this image. Before keep on going, I want to change a little bit faces. I know with this narrow, whatever, the new Photoshop, they actually have a kind of interesting tool. One, I'm looking on aging because I want to maybe create a little bit older, creepy man look right here. So let's go ahead, create new layer, and we'll do this by clicking, drag, and drop on this plus sign. So next we'll go to filter and we'll go to neural filters. So this is brand new things they open, and this is kind of interesting filter because it does not reside on your computer. What is happening, it's connecting cloud processing there. They may have done this for several different reasons. I don't know which one. We can speculate from don't want people to see the code, want to eventually maybe move Photoshop to totally be online, versus there's just not enough power maybe on your machine process or some other algorithm. So I don't want to even speculate. It's too many things. But what I want to do here is going into our new beta filters, and we'll have it smart portrait. Let's click and re-enable smart portrait. You can see right here we have multiple different options we can effect. The couple things what I want to do, it is let's go with the facial age first. We'll click on this and move all the way to 50. Notice what's happening. It's rotating in a corner, so it's telling it's processing, send information to the cloud, process somewhere there through the network, and coming back. And when it's done, you'll see definitely different here. Okay, it's still processing, depend. Again, this is a big image. It's about 8,000 pixels. I don't know, it's 45 megapixels sensor, so it's quite a bit size, but there you go. You can see it's come up. Let's have it white hair, look much older, which is kind of nice. We have additional options. Happiness, surprise, angry. So let's go make him just a little bit more creepier, happy. So it will open hip a little bit mouth in his. There you go. And let's go add anger. Let's see what we can do. Just, just create a little bit more creepier look on a face. There you go, like this. And surprise should open mouth a little bit. So I want to see a little bit teeth. There you go, a little bit open mouth. You can see how it's nicely, we can modify and change slightly expression. Of course, his eyes focusing on her, which is kind of nice point, but we could change if we wanted to a little bit more gaze at her. Hair thickness, let's just decrease. I want to see how less, and you can see right here, we will need to work with the hair to blend. So yeah, this is less hair. I think this one maybe look better. So let's go use less hair. If we want, we can go to very thick hair, and let's take time. It's a little great, but I think it does look interesting, actually, almost like Beauty and the Beast. But I think the thick hair this way will work a little bit nicer. Okay, so this is well done with him. Let's go down, check, and you can notice Photoshop recognized two faces, so we'll select her right now to become active. And on a face with her, I want a couple of things maybe changing. So I don't think we'll expression, and I found out sometimes expressions not necessarily look very good. Maybe don't touch on this one, but let's go with blur, smoothness. Smoothness not necessary. I don't like how it is work. I prefer smoothness to do by myself. However, here we can go look on a lighting. There you go, light directions. So we can readjust that slightly on her face to move towards the candles. And again, this is you can see handle left, right. Logically, it's going light going to the left or right, and it's still processing. So it's probably processed quite a bit. And because it's new filter, a lot of people may be playing around. And I don't know how fast the service loaded, but you can see right here it's a little bit going on a cheek. Again, I'm not necessarily shadowing there if I like it. No, I don't think it's a good one, so we'll just disable lighting direction. And I think just with his face for now will be good. Let's go ahead, click OK. And this is, you'll notice, selecting and create for us new layer, which is very nice. Except notice right here it's have these angles. I want to fix a little bit. We'll create new mask for this. Let's go take a brush, and I want to be sure it is soft brush edges. We'll use the bracket key to increase size, number key 1 to have the opacity set to 10, and right here you can see how it's blending. We'll work a little bit more on this hair, but I want a black color on white, just slightly blend in some elements. And we'll restore white hair a little bit more there. So don't worry too much. I just want to clear up a little bit of this hair. And right here, beard, you can see actually how just cut off. It's definitely not as great job done here. Let's go 30%. So, but we'll fix this by blending and adding a little bit more. Come back, right, like right there. So there you go. Okay, let's go X right here, restore a little bit back on the chin. It does work not bad, except sometimes we need it, like with any filter, you know, you don't want to necessarily create one thing, you want to restore it, but facial, I like how it's adding hair. We'll fix this as well. There you go, a little bit more blend in. There you go. So right here we have a nice old face, okay? Before and after, and you can see we just blended a little bit with the facial. I think this will look more creepy, interesting way. Okay, so now let's go ahead and a little bit work with your face. How I said before, we'll just create, you know, I don't need this background, we can delete it, this one. Let's go Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt on the Mac, combine all layers, and we'll call it smoothness. And because it does apply in Photoshop with this neural, can apply some stuff, but I'm not necessarily like, actually his eyes, look how distorted. Let's go back here. Let's go back to my eyes, and you know what, just restore. Oops, right there. Let's go just a little bit. Restore the eye. We have a little bit problem with the nose, so we'll go back and a little bit blend right there, but it's look like second eye, which is kind of fun actually. Maybe I should leave it. Yeah, it's look more creepy. But this eye, I want to restore it because it was a little bit too much deforming on the eye there. There you go. We restore this eye. Let's restore all the way this kind of eye. I like the second lid, almost look like something in an eye. Yeah, let's leave it. Let's look creepy. Look cool. Okay, we'll go back to smooth now. And in a smooth, we want to go to filter, noise, dust and scratches, and we'll just add right there on the edge. You can see it's applied. Don't worry too much because we're going to apply with our masking. And I'll just hold Alt or Option and click on a mask. This will create for us black mask, so we can use it everywhere. Again, soft filter. Let's go with a 10%. Come to her face, and I'll start smoothing. I want actually white color. That is what I needed. So, and we'll just start smoothing quite a bit. And all what it does is just remove this low frequency skin noise, kind of almost creating this wash out effect. We need to be careful with this when you're using. I will not use it on the lips. I don't even use it on the eyebrows or hair. It will look not very good at all. This is only very nice working on the skin to make it look a little bit younger and softer. The similar filter, actually new ones with narrow filters, they're doing a very similar effect, but only it does not constrain as well. And again, I like to apply in places by myself, so there you go. Let's move just a little bit right there. Skin, I think this is look around right, and you can see on her face just a little bit smooth out some of those elements that will look a little bit younger. Okay, next let's go add a little bit more to the hair. Again, Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E to create new layer. Oops, I don't want this. Let's go call it hair, and we'll go to filter, stylize, oil painting, and on oil painting we'll just have a 10, cleanliness 5, scale. Let's a little bit down, and Bristol. Okay. I want to add a little bit more dimension, to a little bit more crispiness. So filter, sharpening, unsharp mask, and we'll just take unsharp mask and pop up to about 250, 300, somewhere around there. And you can see on the hair we applied. Same, Alt Option, and click on the mask to create black mask. And now let's painting where we want on the hair. create more as fun with this. So I'm going just to set to 20% on opacity on the brush. It's going a little bit faster, and I'm just start painting only in a hair. So it will create its clean hair, but it's also create this very interesting looking painty effect on our hair, almost surrealistic, and that's what we want to do. Okay, let's go right here. Same things. Now we can blend this hair together, and you can see it's a little bit nicer and easy. Okay, let's add almost like additional grain to the hair. Let's add a beard, don't forget about that. Okay, it's more look like painting now already, before and after. Again, hair is too white here and a darker on the back, so let's go fix this hair as well. We'll go with curves, and we'll just let's select this top, bring up, just create brighter right there. And I think we needed to just set this blend mode. Okay, let's go right there, like right there. I'm just looking on this hair, not everyone, but right on the back, because I want, it's what I want to kind of blend with. And we'll just go to luminosity. It's one effect color in this case, and I'll Control Command I, or so inverse our mask, and now we can paint, and we want to paint with 10% opacity or 9, and we'll just paint slightly in here. I just want to highlight. Going with, see how the hair going like curve. I'm going with a hair curve, so I won't leave it shadows there, but I won't also give it this smooth. So same on a beard, maybe just make it a little bit whiter. Okay, just right now, let's create. Well, what do we do? Because this narrow create this hair, but problem is it did not select all hair, and I just said what is default was, so I did not have the selection mask on this, but it's what we're going to do. We'll just add a little bit more white, and you can notice the color a little bit different, so it's okay. We'll fix this as well. Okay, let's go next, create black and white. And on a black and white, I'm just looking on a hair on a matching. So, and you can see right there, maybe around here. And so they look about same tonality. We'll go to, yeah, we want to normal. Let's leave it a normal. And Control Command I to inverse. And now we can just start brushing in a little bit of this. So we have it, our hair, similar coloring. Mostly this yellow hair right there. We'll just add a little bit to white. Just saturating. That's all what we're doing for now. Okay. There you go. Let's look before and after. Just a little bit desaturation. Okay, next let's go just start work on dodge and burn to this. So we'll create new layer. Create two accidentally, and we call this DB, dodge and burn, and we'll go to fill up with 50% gray and switch to the soft light blending mode. Okay, next we'll use the same soft brush, similar what we have before. We'll just start adding, and this may take a little bit time. It depends how you doing? So I want to just add a little bit shadows around the hair here. Let's go. Add the shadows to the nose. A little bit right there, maybe on the lips. Again, you can switch X key to switch between white and dark. It's what I said. So in this case, I can very easy to set, and I want just use it this kind of funny deformation. So almost very surrealistic look on his face, and I know we'll look very close. Some stuff popping up like right here, some effect, but I actually like for this specific shot, so it's look kind of nice. So I won't leave them. Usually I will probably rework, but I won't leave it. Okay, a little bit pop up on the eyes. Okay, and now just let's add highlights to the hair a little bit. Okay, like right there. Shadows to the hair as well. So we have highlights, we have shadows. A bit darker. Okay, let's go on her face. So we have it candle. So we want to, with a candle, just a little bit add, and we'll work more with the candle light. But for now, we'll just add a little bit more shape kind of to hers. Scared right here. Let's add. So, okay, his hands. This one will need a little bit more work. We'll do it. And we want to make them creepy, so we'll add darkness around his nails. Spot, maybe come back to more. Bulging some elements. Again, this is the, you can actually spend quite a bit of time, and dodge and burn, if you do right, this is, you can literally create almost any shapes, because it's all in a Photoshop. Well, not just Photoshop, but digital photography is two-dimensional, and all what we kind of perceive, it's by the shadows and highlights, all our shapes, everything. And depend how you want to play with those highlights and shadows. You can create them stand out, more bulky or darker, deeper. So it's all what we're doing right here. We're just creating on the hands, kind of a little bit those elements. And if you know what I'm doing, I'm using X key, and X is switching right here, black, white. So it is burn, dodge, so I can go between highlights, another case, and shadows. So I can switch at any time. Let's look on a hand. You can see we just add a little bit more this kind of freaky details. Let's create one more dodge and burn. Then we'll fill up with 50%. We'll call this dodge and burn global. If other ones, they're both same, but other ones we was kind of focusing just on the details and the models. With these ones, I want to focus on the global. So like create shadows. For example, this one red is too bright. We'll need to take it down, and actually we'll come back to this white ones also. One take down, and we'll do this more, you know what I mean? With the other ones with coloring, but just take some of these details and hide it. So we'll just say create here. Maybe hide on her hair. Okay, at the same time, X white, and we can just a little bit blur right here. Add, see, like before, you remember? That's what we're doing. We're just adding a little bit lights. And I went here a little bit over, so let's fix it. Because this will be a little bit darker behind her. Alright, here a bit shadowing. Okay. There you go. We maybe need to add additional layers. We'll do this, but right now I think this is kind of good. Okay, Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E to create all layers, and this one will be kind of sharpness, but same effect as its effect, same as dodge and burn in some case, but it's a little bit more automated with the finding edge, so we don't need to do. But it's also introduced some of this texturing sharpness. That's why I'm using. So we'll go to adjust. We'll go to black and white, and we'll just take red and yellow pop up a little bit. Click OK. This mostly it's a facial effect will be, and keep it everything darker. Go adjustments, shadow highlights, and if you see like this, just click show more options. We'll take 100% on shadows, 100% on highlights, and about 10 and 10 pixels for the radius. And I will take tone for the shadows, bring down, and maybe 50% it's invisible, so we'll just make it darker a little bit. And same like highlights, we'll just bring a little bit better. There you go. Let's go click OK, and we'll also want to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. Let's put unsharp mask on this as well. Let's add edges. We'll switch this more to the soft light. Okay, this is 100% opacity. You can see what's making. I don't want 100%, but I want to increase, so we'll just bring slightly around there. I won't see it. Okay, next let's go with some coloring. We have it candle here, so we have it new layer. Let's go to the candle, and we'll just select color. Let's create warmer color, something like lighter orange, yellowishy. And we'll go from this center right here. Let's go just create right there, increase size a little bit more, increase size a little bit more. And notice I'm just a little bit skewing because her hand kind of blocking, like right there. We'll create several of those elements, and we'll switch this to soft light. It's a little bit too much. Let's take opacity for the layer, and we'll just bring down and bring slightly up. Just maybe around there. So we'll have it small. Overlay in some cases may work better. You can play around with, see which coloring is kind of harder, but I think soft light work good. And you always can come back with a brush if you need it. And maybe just add a little bit like right there. Okay. Let's go also filter, blur, Gaussian blur, just to make sure it's a little bit smoother around. Click OK, and I think this little bit too bright. Yeah, let's just a little bit warm up. So we'll go create another layer. Let's call it cold. Usually when I create warm, I want to create cold layer to offset the colors. And this is just a cyan in this color. Okay, let's go a little bit greenish, and we'll just go like right there. Almost like a ghost-like look with him. Let's go add a little bit casting on her. Right there. Okay, again, remember we won't use this all this 100%. We'll go to actually first switch to the soft light, and you can see how it's already changed quite a bit. And again, opacity, we'll just add a little bit. So we have a cold and hot kind of two lights going between those of two. Okay, right there. You know what? Let's go to create another dodge and burn layer, and usually I create them several till I find db2, till I find the right things, because now I can go ahead and maybe add a little bit more to some touch-ups as I see. Right there. Let's go right here. A little bit more on his face to work. Oops. Reconnect back. Okay. Just add more, emphasize some elements, kind of bring them. Okay, let's create his knuckles around darker. And a little bit more on the fingers. There you go. On her face. A bit darker in this area, and also his coat. We want to a little bit darken. Okay. Highlights. Okay, now let's work on the eyes a little bit, and I want to do curves, and we'll create a couple points just to bring this curve up, and let's go switch this to overlay. Now our mask control or command I to inverse dark. Let's go click closer. And we'll need to make very weird his eyes, so I want to go quite a bit on his eyes so they'll almost look inhuman white, kind of. Right there, you can see, kind of bring glowing almost. Just a little bit, literally a couple touches on her eyes. Just bring them out and slightly on the lips. It will brighten them up as well on a candle. Okay, right here. And you can look on his eyes, look weird, brighter light. And just a little bit bright in eyes, not that much, but mostly I want his eyes just poking out like crazy. Okay, next, I think we're kind of good with this. Let's go work a little bit with colors on this. And with the colors, we're going to switch to selective color. And we'll start with our black one. Usually I'll bring this maybe about 3-4, just avoid some crushed black. We'll take yellow, and instead we'll go bluish and cyanish. So we'll create cyan blue and darker. This is our, make our a bit more darker kind of back color. It's darker. Okay, and now we can switch to the midtone, neutrals. We can look how pop up, making them darker. Actually, I probably want to just bring them notch 1% darker, and we'll go yellow, a little bit green, and red warmer. So just create this nice cold hot. Again, we're going between balance on those two colors. I'm a little bit red, so we'll come back to this red in a second. Let's go to the whites. And on a white, let's go to, see, so we can go all the way, but too much. We can bring just -2. Again, we'll go, this one will go a little bit warmer as well, just to create it. Okay. and you can see before and after, just to add a little bit more correction. So we'll have this red color, and what we're going to do, actually want to go just below. Let's go create new selective colors, and we'll just go with the red right here, and we can take red down. We can also just a little bit like this dim, but we don't want to affect the color. So what we need to do, switch to luminosity mode. And in luminosity mode, you can see we can actually affect luminosity of this specific effect. So this is one way to do it. The other ones also, we can just go black and white and same way affecting. But I think with this we can kind of control a little bit better. So we'll make it deeper colors. Actually, you know what? Let's highlight, restore it right there. I think that's a little bit better. And let's go create another one. So I'll just call deep red on this one. We'll go create black and white. And on a black and white, we can select, just make a little bit adjustment right there. Kind of we can, I don't know, black and white look interesting as well, but we want to work with colors. So I'll just do opposite. I was Control Command I to inverse. Okay, we'll put it 100%. And now we can actually, with a brush, take and brush in some black and white with a white color. So I can actually take very carefully and right here take some of this coloring down. So it will be there, but you can see it's a little bit more discolored and a little bit deeper. Yeah, I think I like that one better. Less red is kind of stand out, so I don't want to have too much attention pull to this, so I think this way is better. Okay, before tone again, let's see, we're between, we'll go create new curve, and we call vignetting or the end, whatever you want it. Take this end, bring all the way down, that should look black like this. We'll go create new select tool and create teeny tiny frame, not all the way to the corners, you can see just little frame, and we'll fill up this with a black color. When we're done, go to the curves, feathering, and bring feathering to about 37. So if we look, you can see it's create this edge vignetting. We'll switch to the soft light, and we can play a little bit, maybe just like right there, just slightly vignetting, so a little closer. Okay, I don't know if tone is work for me, so let me go just maybe, you know, around there, tone, and we can also add one more curve. Let's go switch to the color. This is my color adjustment secondary. Sometimes I do multiple of them, and then we can actually do a little bit more on the curves creating. Like right there. Let's take shadows, actually put in cyan color. There you go. And then we'll just take this slightly down. And I think this is about right where I want it. We could apply additional, just let's remove this one, create new layer, and we'll just call it global sharpening. Okay. We'll just go to filter, other, high pass, 1 pixel on high pass, and we'll go to filter, sharpening, unsharp mask, so even more on a high pass. We'll just bring right there and convert this to soft light. So this is all what it does. Just add extra sharpening, And like on his texture, you can see, just add a little bit more sharpening and greenish. That's all what I'm going after, creating this effect. Okay, let's select, and here we go. This is our image that we was working on. Let's go to combine them together. So we'll call retouching, before and after. So what we was doing here, it's utilizing this new for the facial. How to say, you don't replace everything, but you can use those filters, because like this new neural filter, that's what we was using for the aging. But you notice it was problem with the hair, so we need blend some other effect. It's a plus and minus. It's just another tool. You don't need to use it everywhere, but you can use, like, for example, just in this facial expression. Again, before and after. And here we have our facial expression. You can tweak a little bit more with this, and I'll show you just example. And here's a different version I was playing without. It's a little bit brighter, less effect, but you can see the difference is, I like this darker and you're better. But again, the facial expressions you can rework, you can redone some of the nose, you can see effect. So overall, you can play with the filters, just see which one working better for you. But here's, I think I like face, this creepiness a little bit better on this one. It's come up a little bit better. But again, play with those settings, see how they work. And hopefully you're enjoying these new additions to Photoshop. As long as they don't mainly just need to enhance your work, enhance what you're doing. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like it, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube, give us thumbs up, and leave your comments. Thank you.